Hey guys, what's up? Scales back at it again in another video. So, as I promised you guys that I will be telling you guys about my old job stories. For those of you guys who don't know, I used to work in a hotel called Put 3-Star Hotel name here, and it wasn't too bad. I was able to clock in and sit around till I clocked out, really. Granted, there was no breaks since you were the only one working, but since you were the only one working, there was no manager looking over your shoulder. So it wasn't a bad job at all. But, and this is a big but with two T's, of course, there was no manager, and that caused a lot of the guests to complain to you about basically everything. Because every time they tell you, where's your manager, you have to tell them, I'm currently the active manager, or there is no manager, so you can only complain to me. And it gets very annoying. But those are for, of course, a different story. I have plenty of them as well. But this story is like any other for now. I come in, sit in the office, and wait for people to show up so I can check them in. Of course, while I was waiting, I would be on my phone, seeing YouTube videos and all that, going on Twitter, on not my personal Twitter, but on my YouTube Twitter, just trying to figure out how to grow that more. And the day goes on normally until it turns 9 o'clock p.m. on a Friday. For those of you guys who don't know, 9 o'clock p.m. in a 3-star hotel, more like a 0-star in my opinion at least, is very hellish, I should say. People come in drunk or high, asking for a room, and at the time I was already working there for like 8 months, so like I'm kind of used to that bull crap happening to me all the time. Until one day, this guy, garbage guy, I'm gonna call him for now. Well, I'm gonna call him crazy man, honestly. Garbage guy showed up drunk as hell. His eyes bloodshot. Now, I don't remember his name, but I remember everything on how he looks. And you'll realize why in a second. And so I have notes right now, so I am reading some of the notes out there because like I want to keep track about it. So there's that. So I asked him his ID and card because he had a reservation. And we already had the reservation. He already told me the name. And I said, yeah, I have the reservation. Sorry about that, cut. I got a phone call. But yeah, where was I? So, the guy came in, blah, blah, blah. So he had a reservation and all that jazz. And I said, yeah, that's totally fine. All I need is your ID and your credit card for incidental purposes. Of course, there's no charge with the credit card. We just need the numbers just in case anything happens, right? And the guy came up and said, hey man, I don't have an ID and I don't have a credit card. Just check me in. I said, sir, I can't check you in unless you have that. Is there any way you can obtain it? He then said, no, what I have is my girlfriend having all my stuff. So for those of you guys who don't know, I'm going to say that a lot because it's just something that's easy to transition. For those of you guys who don't know, we have a lobby phone that anybody can use to call basically anywhere in the United States. I then directed to the dude to the lobby phone so he can call his girlfriend, and hopefully she can either fax it, email it, or any way to, give me the ID, right? Like, if so long as I could get one thing done, we can figure out the credit card situation. He then used the phone. And with my luck, he was too drunk or high to even understand how to use a landline phone. Granted, this dude was 30, by the way. He looked 30, just to let everyone know. So I got out of my safe, locked door entrance to help this jerk with a simple landline phone. Think about that. Think about that real quick. But honestly, I was actually kind of happy that I did that later on. I helped him out with the phone and all that stuff, and he still couldn't reach her, and I guess he was so drunk on how to understand how a landline phone, he just didn't understand at all. So he then gave me the phone number of his girlfriend, and then I called her and with my office phone, and I put her on speaker. Of course, I reached her because apparently only I can reach people and not him. And this is when things start getting crazy. This is when the situation starts escalating from here. He starts yelling at his girlfriend, yelling and screaming in the lobby. I, of course, was like, I'm not getting involved in this. I do not get paid enough to handle people's situations like this. I'm only here to check them in, help them out if I can. If there's no help, then so be it, you know? And then he started threatening someone while he was talking on the phone. And he wasn't saying it underneath his voice, like, I'm going to kill, I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, he said it out loud. He said, I'm going to kill someone, right, if I don't check in. I was a little bit confused on who he was talking about, right, because the only person in the lobby was just me and him. So I was hoping, not really hoping, but praying that this is just an argument and he's just saying that just to scare his girlfriend. And then I told him that, sir, who are you talking about? By the way, when you're gonna kill someone, are you talking to her? That you're gonna kill someone with her or something, or are you saying that just to me? You're gonna kill me? The dude said, dude, I'm gonna beeping kill you if you don't check me in. I'm gonna beeping kill you. The beeping, of course, is the F-bomb. I'm gonna beeping kill you if you don't check in. I was shooketh. I've never had a person threaten to kill me before. I mean, I've had crazy people come in, but most of the time, they just left or we figured out the situation. Not one of them have ever threatened to kill me. So what I ended up doing was that I told him, sir, you are going to have to leave because we do not allow people who threatened employees here to check in. And of course, that didn't bode well with him. So what he tried to do is go to my locked, secure key that you need a key to open the door and tried to open it without a key with just his bare muscles. Of course, it wasn't going to work out because it's a very, very heavy door. But I've never had someone actually even try to do that. So, of course, I hung up on that woman. I said, these people are both crazy, and started calling the cops. And once he saw that I was calling the cops, he then just started running outside, just booking it, and just leaving the hotel premise, right? At least so I thought. The 911 people were very, very kind. They did what they could to calm me down and all that stuff. And they were pretty good. Of course, ID, all that jazz I had to give them. And after I talked to the 911 officer or 911 employee, guess who came in? A lady came in and asked for the same reservation. I then told her, hey, we canceled this reservation because he has been threatening us and we decided not to allow him. Which is legal, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know. It's all legal. The lady was just as crazy as he is. Now, granted, she wasn't going to kill someone, but by God, she was crazy. She started saying the most dumbest things ever, the craziest things ever, just cursing right at my face. Just saying beeping, 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 and all that bullcrap, saying how her life is bullcrap and how you are bullcrap, like to me, and how this is bullcrap and this is bullcrap. Now, granted, this is all like actual like profanity, y'all. I'm trying to keep this as clean as I can right now. So, after she left, I was even more shooketh. So I did what any kind sir would have done. I went in the break room to look for the sharpest gosh darn thing I can find. So if the dude comes back, I was ready to kill. It's either him or me, and I'm gonna make sure it's not me who's gonna be dead. But sadly, there was no knives, sort of. What they did have was either a butter knife, which has no sharp tip, or a cake knife. So I got a cake knife because that has a sharp tip on the top. And I was like, Lord have mercy. So I put that cake knife in the front desk drawer just in case anything happened. And at first I was like, okay, so I probably won't be needing to use this because the officer will probably come in 10 to 15 minutes. In 30 minutes, I got a call from I believe a dispatcher, an officer. And he said that he'll be coming in, but currently he cannot because there's actually an active shooter right in a restaurant near us. So I was like, great, this is my luck. So there's a dude who's trying to kill me, and there's a shooter trying to kill other people. And they have to choose me or these other people, like a group of people. Of course, they're going to choose the group of people. That's just how it all works out. That's how they're trained, which I'm like, oh, Lord. So I started praying, y'all, and all that stuff. And yeah, honestly, I also started making a deal with God. I was like, God, look, I know I wasn't the best guy this year, but God, I promise you, you let me live, I'm gonna make sure I never sin ever again. I told God like that. I was like, I will never lie, I will never sin, I will be pure as hell. I was doing all sorts of things just to figure out how to live, right? And then I started thinking, okay, so if I'm about to die, how can I at least save the people who are inside the hotel so they don't die? And I thought of something. I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to create a fire with a towel. And this fire with a towel will be literally underneath the sprinkler system. And when the sprinkler system smells the smoke, it's going to alert everybody because every room has a sprinkler system by law. And every hallway has a sprinkler system. So they would be just running outside. And I said, if I die, so long as these people live, that's all I give a crap about. Right? So far. That's just part of my job. An hour later, the officer came in. And luckily, no one came in. No crazy guy, crazy girl came in. So the officer started, I started describing him. And luckily, I got a pretty good look on how this dude looked like since I had to help him with the phone, right? So I knew his shoes, I knew his pants, I knew his shirt, I knew his face and hair and everything. Tattoos on his right arm, I knew it, right? And because, I was right next to him. And in literally 10 minutes after the officer left, he came back in with someone handcuffed. That's right. He came back in with the same guy handcuffed. This dude had an hour to book it from the hotel to leave anywhere, right? And in 10 minutes, the officer found him. That's absolutely crazy, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, that is training pretty great, honestly. And of course, he put him down in the lobby area where, you just sit down and wait for your turn and start to question him and all that jazz. And it turned out the dude was wanted for a lot of robberies. And I was a little bit relieved because since he was wanted, he had to go to jail. So that means he couldn't come back and kill me. So I was like, okay, all right. And the officer was very nice about everything after he left. Explained every detail, every thing that he can really do, and that's yeah. But I started to calm down and all that stuff. But I started to realize something. I started to think of a devious plan. So for those of you guys who don't know, and I'll be telling more stories about this if you guys actually like this video. The night shift person who works in, right? They do the laundry for the sheets and for the towels, and they have to fold them and wash them. Okay, wash them and fold them, I should say. Um, and we can help them out, or we don't have to. It's none of, it's just our opinion, not opinion, our option. But the night shift has to. They have to do that, right? So this dude, we're gonna have him be no named. He comes in every day when I work and every day when someone else works in, and complains, yells, and just goes crazy, bonkers, honestly, about the sheets not being done and how everything in his life is bullcrap. He's just like a person who hates life, all right? Who hates life and wants everyone else's life to be harmful as well. So I thought, you know what I'm about to do? I'm going to scare the living crap out of this man. So he comes in, and it's 10:30, right? He comes in, and I was like, hey, man, what's up, dude? And, we were just, like, talking here and there. Of course, he started complaining just a little bit, and I told him this. I said, hey, dude, I'm sorry I didn't help you out with the laundry and all that stuff, but I have a reason for that. He said, what's the reason? I said, come over here. I opened the drawer slowly. I got the cake knife out, closed the drawer, and showed it to him. I said, dude, there's a crazy guy who came in who tried to kill me. If he comes back, he's not coming back to say hi. He's coming back for revenge. So if he comes back, you shove this right at his heart, man. You do it, or else you're gonna die. I have never seen a grown man so scared, ever. And I have never seen this dude speechless. I then clocked out, went to my car, and bursted out laughing. And that was the day on how I almost got killed at my job. Alright guys, so if you guys actually like these videos, hit the subscribe button down below. I actually write, for those of you guys who don't know, I actually write paragraphs, just like notes here and there on what to say. You probably could tell like I was reading some of it off, and then I paraphrased a lot of it because it was like a 5-page, whatchamacallit, story that, I got into more detail in the story more than in the video right now, but that's okay. So if you guys like it, hit the like button down below, subscribe, share this with your friends and family, and comment if you guys, think it could be better. All right, so I will see you guys later, and I will definitely be doing more stories if you guys enjoyed it. All right, see you guys later. Bye.